The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, and verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. All praises to Yahweh, by Shem Havashai, Wahara Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect that seeking to be the elect of the nation of Israel. They're scattered abroad amongst the heathen, some looking like the heathen. Beginning the 144,000 preachers, teachers, and prophets. Shalom. The plagues, the calamities, the prophecies. The wrath of Yahweh Shema Shah will not be pulled back. Alright? Things are getting worse. As prophesied, going to the black horse. Hyperinflation. All of these are the beginning of sorrows. That's when you read at verse 18 in 2nd Esdras 16. 2nd Esdras 16 and 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings. See, great mournings. We're going to witness mournings like number 4. And we're seeing it. The beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, and what shall I do when these things shall come to pass? See, so all these things are going on. It's to the point where everything is happening at the same time. Now, you got right here real quick, let's get this out of the way. It says, disgusting. A white nurse screamed the N-word at her own biracial son on camera. He posted it, it went viral, and what her hospital said about it has people losing their minds. Now, this is a Ohio man, right? It says it's trying to save up and move out after posting a video of his white mother calling him the N-word. Now, we're in a time where Esau's true intentions, his true spirit, okay? And that's an Esau, that's a man or woman or child, that's an Edomite, according to the seed line of their father. Their true feelings about you so-called Negroes, Native American Indians, Hispanics, Latinos, Jamaicans, and Haitians are going to come out because that's their nature, all right? That's who they really are. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen to all interracial relationships, just some of them. Hell, maybe a lot of them, okay? If you got a Israelite father, you know, and your mom's Edomite, you know, expect this to happen. And like Yahweh said, he came to bring division upon earth, okay? And that's through prophecy, all right? You turn father against mother, daughter-in-law against mother-in-law, father-in-law against son-in-law, all right? So expect this. So expect this, man. This is the son on the left with his 2 kids and his mama on the right. Now let's play this real quick. Hopefully it'll play. Let's get this on out of the way. Now all this is prophesied to happen at the end. It says horrible biracial man records white mom calling him the N-word, claims she's been racist his whole life. Stupid end.
You hear? She says, stupid nigger. There you go, yup. That's Julie for y'all. I'm posting this shit. This Julie. This the real Julie. This ain't the fake shit. Y'all probably right at UTMC. She is racist. You heard her.
You see that? Ain't no problem right in it. She is. She just showed it. You know, that's his mom. And those are his kids. You know? So he has a so-called black father. Okay, so he's an Israelite. Those his kids. Guess what? His kids are Israelites. Alright? Now, back to the topic at hand. Or should I say the topics or the prophecies. That's prophecy too. But the main focus is this right here, the straits, man, the hell, the difficulties, man. Okay? Which always going to lead to, man, a devastation. Alright? Now, you know the war is still on. The war has never stopped, man. All this peace talking, oh, we setting the deal. Look, that's all bull crap, man. As we've been saying through the spirit of prayer, how about Shema Shah, we at the end. War's only going to intensify because these prophecy has to play out. And we at the end of Esau eating the so-called white man's empire, man. So all this peace talk, you can forget about it. All right? All this false hope, forget about it. It says Iran walked out of talks and threatened the world's order. Hours later, Trump said they were back on. A lie. All right? He's still trying to manipulate the markets. It's bullcrap. Now you got right here, it says if Iran makes good on its threat to close the Strait of Hormuz, gas could hit $7 a gallon in America. Summary and key points. Iran just threatened to completely close the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow waterway that carries a fifth of the world's oil. And they constantly talking about that too. They've been talking about it. That and the Bab-El Mandab, which is the Strait of Tears, they're talking about closing that again. So if they close that, you can forget about it. We reported on this, a couple months ago. All right, if Iran closed both of them, it's a wrap. Because Yemen, that's right there on the Arabian Peninsula. Okay? Yemen. That's the right side of, that's Western Asia at the bottom left corner. All right? And you got the body of water, which is the Bab-El Mandab, which the body of water that's north of Bab-El Mandab is the Red Sea. The south of Bab-El Mandab is, I believe, the Gulf of Aden. Okay, now to the left, the land to the left is the Horn of Africa. All right, and Iran cut that joint off. Hey, the world gonna feel that pain. All right, it says if it follows through, the damage won't stay in the Gulf. Analysts warn of the worst oil crisis in history, record U.S. gas prices, and inflation in every grocery aisle. You see? You see? You know what? Let's get Revelation chapter 6. So, hey, we here, man. Revelation 6 and 6. Man, let's start at 5. Because, hey, balance goes into, it's a metaphor for difficulties, a metaphor for straits. If you thought things were going to ease up, you are sadly mistaken. As you see, the third seal of famine. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. You know, we always prove what these things mean by what the Holy Spirit. Zygos, Greek. It's the Greek word for balances. Zygos, and it's G2218. This is a yoke. Metaphor use of any burden of bondage. All right? So that's what it is. It's a yoke of bondage. Hardships, straits, difficulties. Revelation 6 and 6. And I heard the voice in the NLT. And I heard a voice from among the four living beasts saying, a loaf of wheat bread or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay, and don't waste the oil and the wine. Don't waste the oil and the wine, meaning the elect of Israel are going to be protected because they have this truth. All right? What you see is going to hyperinflation. Okay? Things are going to be at an all-time high, as we just read at the top of this article. All right? Analysts warn of the worst oil crisis in history, record U.S. gas prices, and inflation in every grocery aisle. All right? And it's not just gas prices, it's oil prices. All right? This is the worst oil crisis in history, right? Record U.S. gas prices, and that's diesel included with the oil crisis, man. When the diesel go up, everything go up. We wore this information out. All right, but we got to say it again because we may have new believers, and you know we like to keep the true believers of Israel informed. All right, informed through the spirit of prayer, Yahweh Shema Shah, updated. is the word I was looking for. Now you got right here, got a couple videos as well. Oh yeah. Let's pull this up. The Bab-El Mandab. My fault. Show you what it is. Bab-El Mandab. So you see, that's where it is. So if you get a closer picture, there it is right there. See it? Just so you know where it is. Now it says Iran halts talks with U.S. says it will close Bab-El Mandab Strait. That's the report. There you go. And that's also called the Strait of Tears. And there's gonna be some tears out. It says let me see. RGC cuts force chief warns of Bab-El Mandab disruption amid Israeli attacks on Lebanon. See, while America's dealing with Iran, the Israelis is constantly hitting Lebanon, right? And Iran is constantly telling them, no, leave Lebanon alone. That's part of the peace deal. But you see, the Edomites, man, they gonna keep doing it. And it's also reports that Trump pretty much cussed out Netanyahu and said he was effing crazy, something like that. But they said it was a rumor. Okay, when you watch the Kim Iverson report, you know, they go deeper into it. So they said the source was incorrect and people ran with it. So I don't know. But it doesn't matter. That's why I didn't even report on it earlier today. Because it doesn't matter, because the least of the flight, the Israelis is already drawing America out of the war. They're going to go down together anyway. All right? It says Iran threats to completely block Bab-El Mandab Strait along with Strait of Hormuz. You see that? It says Iran threats to block Bab-El Mandab Strait. Oil prices surge by 6.7%. So, hey, it's only getting worse, man. And that's a good thing. All right, that's a good thing. I don't want you slapping your son, man. Damn. Let me see. Iran fires missiles and U.S. strikes Iran facility after reports of faltering peace talks. You see? So it ain't, hey, you can forget about it. I didn't do that. Hold on, y'all. And this same guy, man, he don't know what the hell he talking about. He just back and forth making up shit. But hey, we been told y'all. All right, these experts don't know more than the prophets, man. You know, they don't know more than the prophets because Yahweh Shema Shah is feeding the prophets. These guys be making assumptions and guesses, but we can roll with it. But hey, we already told you, show you in the scriptures through the spirit of prayer Yahweh Shema Shah, but these diseases are gonna spread throughout the earth. Ain't gonna get worse. It says a lot of travel. Ex-CDC chief warns U.S. may likely see Ebola cases. It is gonna see them. All right, you got this one right here. U.S. considering sending nukes to more NATO countries in support for European allies. Well, go ahead and send them nukes. They're gonna use the nukes against America. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. As you see, you're effing crazy. Trump fears at Netanyahu and call on Lebanon. So it says Trump's new Medicaid rule designed to ensure people lose health care credits won. But but now let's get the videos. All right, things are that man, this gonna be crazy. This will be crazy. So get ready for it. Get my man Dabu.
Introducing new Ben & Jerry's ice cream bars. Put a stick in it.
So
Suspect, outdoor grime. Solution, home armor power clean.
Strait, also known as the Strait of Tears. This is an area. It looks like Trump's plan for Iran is deteriorating very quickly. It looks like Israel doesn't have any kind of backup plan except to drop bombs. And right now, America is caught in a catch-22. We have analysts warning that the oil price is about to double in the coming months, and that this whole war that Trump is waging on Iran, it's opening up a new front, and it's going to be one on the Strait of Tears. If you don't know, the other waterway on the other side of Yemen and Oman here is very critical as well. The Bab-El Mandab Strait, also known as the Strait of Tears. This is an area that sees itself have 10% of the global oil pass through this area, plus all types of other goods, and it cuts a 2-week travel time off of any other route. This is a critical spot. And right now, Iran is saying, ceasefire's done. Like, you guys you did it in. You broke it again. You lied again, is what they're saying. They're saying that the attacks on Lebanon violate the ceasefire as well. They can't be hitting any of their allies, which is Yemen as well. So Iran is saying they're going to activate their Houthis now, all the rebels around Yemen, and that would make this whole spot that you see circled on the right here an obvious target. It's only 32 kilometers wide, and with Hormuz shut down and full of mines, it's going to take a while. They say it looks like at this rate, the analysts are saying, by August, oil will be $180 per barrel. Trump says, I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to work itself out. I think the price will drop here very soon. He's been saying this for weeks. And like a carrot on a stick, he's been telling everyone that we'll have a deal here very soon, very soon. All the while, it's getting drug out and prices are inching higher and higher and higher. There's no other way around it. They're warning now that if this does not get fixed here very soon, that once again, oil will hit $180 a barrel by August, and this will send the entire globe into a recession. I'm going to tell you, that's what it was meant to do.
Yep.
That this is all part of a reset.
Yep.
And things are going to thin out before it gets any better, I feel. People can either have a plan or find out the hard way. But this is the latest. Join me for the live streams going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m.
And his feeling is right. And we've been telling y'all that through the Spirit of Prayer, how about Shemal Shot. Hey, we even brought out reports that said, hey, oil could reach $200 a barrel. So, hey, hey, you ain't got to believe the Bible. But, hey, the names Yahweh, which is the name of the Heavenly Father, and so we got a son, whose name is Yahweh Shah, are the ones bringing these prophecies to pass. It ain't no God, no Jesus, and these false gods y'all talking about. And the other religions ain't telling y'all nothing either. So the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whose name is Yahweh, through his only begotten son, whose name is Yahweh Shah, has been telling y'all these things. Alright? Yahweh Shema Shah said, when these prophets come to pass, shall you not know? Now let's get play this right here by the Snyder Report.
At University of Phoenix, take one course at a time, because real life comes first.
Sporting so much.
It says, U.S. gas stations out of fuel. Chevron warns of imminent gas shortages. And we've been telling y'all gas shortages are coming and rationing. Alright? All this will cause chaos, man. And people gonna come up against this government. As a matter of fact, let's get that civil unrest, man. That rebellion. Alright, these people gonna revolt, man. These people are burnt out. People are tired, burnt out. We ain't got the name all the stuff y'all know. Second Ezra chapter 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. You see, this is a global thing. And this is part of the reset. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Look at what's going on back east. All right, you still got some protests going on over here in New Jersey due to the detention centers, inhumane treatments, treatment. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard the kings nor princes, in the course of their actions stand in their power. That's coming. That's coming. All right? These people fed up. All these, the president, the people's in authority, or the mayor, senator, all these people's of power that's overseeing the communities, the states, in the country. They're lying to the people. All right? They're not making anything better. Trump's still talking about some things going to iron itself out, and it's going to be okay. They're close to making a deal, and we've been telling y'all they bull jobbing, man. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? For because of their pride, the city shall be destroyed. The city shall be troubled. The house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right, so it's going to be, man, straight up pandemonium out here. They're going to have to shut things down. Don't forget about the troops. They said in April. We passed April. And we've said through the Spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, we ain't on Esau's time. We on Yahweh Shema Shai's time. All right? You best believe they already in position. Most definitely in these major, in these states, in these major cities. All right? It says, for because of their pride, the cities, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their house with a sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread from great tribulation. And this is why people are going to turn up. All right? And these things are going to happen. See, everything that's happened is going to lead to this prophecy right here. All right? It's going to bring in the martial law, man. They're going to kill off the Constitution, man. All right? Since people want to say, man, we got constitutional rights. All right? But you see, because of the lack of bread, okay, lack of food, water, resources, and for great tribulation, the hardships and struggles. People ain't making enough at work. Then they can't even get the gas to go to work. Diesel ain't going to be nothing in the stores like that. And it's going to lead people to robbing, stealing, and killing, tearing stores to pieces, and robbing each other and killing each other. All right? See, this is a trickle effect. This is what they want. They already, then they said, is it Peter Thiel? This nigga done moved to Argentina. He and his family done moved to Argentina. Trump and them, they already got the underground bunkers. You talking about underground bunker in the ballroom. They already got underground bunkers, man. All right? And they're going to move to them. All right? Now, let's play this video. But now you see why people going to rise up and turn up, man. All right?
Well, I have another warning for you. According to executives from Shell, Exxon, and even Chevron, they're all saying that oil inventories are so low that in the next couple of weeks, we could see gas prices spike and we could see oil per barrel run up to over $160 per barrel. This is what they're telling us, and this is a huge concern because of what we are currently experiencing. Look at this right here.
This just happened at my local gas station in Fort Myers, Florida. As you can see, they're out of diesel fuel. I asked them when they're going to be getting more in. They said, we don't know. Meanwhile, U.S. diesel stockpiles just hit their lowest level since 2003. Are we about to have a gas shortage in America because of Trump?
You damn right. And again, when you out of diesel and these truck stops and ain't got no diesel, you can forget about the merchandise in the stores. Hey, remember, all these things are going to lead to that chaos we just read. Hey, let's get it real quick. 2 Ezra, chapter 6. This is what we've been warning about through the spirit and power. How about Shemal Shah? Come on now, stop playing. I ain't do none of that. Alright? See, y'all about to see how important the supply chain is. Y'all about to see how important big trucks are. Alright? 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear in the sown, and the full storehouse shall suddenly be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound. I mean, that's it. Yeah, no. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which will every man hear. They shall be suddenly afraid, right? That's the reports, man. People get the reports, man. It's gonna be straight up pandemonium out here, man. At that time shall friends fight against one another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. And the springs of the fountain shall stand still in 3 hours, they shall not run. So, hey, things gonna be shut down, man. Alright? It's gonna be shut down. Little to nothing in them stores. And if you don't have your how about Shemal Shah, you finished. Alright? And you know people gonna buy this stuff up quick. Alright? When this happen, man, hey, you best believe how about Shemal Shah how his men out on the highways and hedges, man, preach, teach, and prophesy, man.
Trump. Could we have a gas shortage? According to experts, they say the answer is yes. It's not definitive, but the answer is likely yes. Listen to some of these comments, though. It says, not only gas, my job has told me we will not be getting any oil for diesel trucks, and or other oil will be scarce. Yeah. We're also hearing other reports that in Texas, there is a Love's station that had to shut down because they had no gas either. This is happening. We are seeing a shortage. Now, I remember several weeks ago, and about a month ago actually, where many people were saying there's going to be no shortage, and we listened to some of our lawmakers, and they tell us there's not a shortage because we can produce our own oil. And we can. The problem is we are not. We're not producing enough, and we are exporting so much in order to make these other countries happy. But right here in the United States, the American people are not happy. Look at this, though. I want to read this to you. It says, Exxon warns oil inventories will hit dangerously low levels in weeks, forcing prices to shoot higher. This is what they said, again, May 28th. This is just a few days ago. Now, I want to read something to you, though. Okay? Listen to this. It says, this is from the Exxon Senior Vice President. We're approaching unheard of inventory levels. It says, I mean, really, really low levels. It says, you can debate whether that's going to hit those really low levels in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Once you get to that point, then you'll see price shoot up. Yeah. They're expecting the...
So you talking about late June, early July. And they were talking about this, and we've been bringing this out months ago. About a couple months ago. It was always in 6 weeks. Then the next week, or a couple weeks after that, in 6 weeks. And the whole while you're like, okay, the 6 weeks gonna be soon. We passed 6 weeks. But hey, we here. It's gonna happen very soon. Around the end of June, early July. Or sometime in July. Hell, maybe even August. But it's gonna hit.
Physical...
Right in the summer too, when people like to ride and take them vacations. It's gonna be more like a staycation, because your ass will be stuck.
Price of a barrel is going to be between $150 to $160 per barrel. I want to play this next clip for you because this person is trying to explain where we could see prices go on average in the United States. And it is much higher than what it is today. I want to show you what it is today. Look at this right here.
If I were him, I'd bundle my home
I believe
and
this
auto
will
and
be
pick up
close
a
to
real
200
victory. Savings.
I want to show you what it is today. Look at this right here. It says gas prices today on June 2nd, 2026 are $4.29 a gallon. We are about 70 cents away, or 72 cents away, from our all-time national average record, okay? Look at this. Our record back on June 16th, or June 14th, 2022, was $5.01. It is currently $4.29. Yesterday was $4.32. A week ago it was $4.49, so it's come down 20 cents in a week. And a month ago it was $4.43. Obviously well above the $3.14 per gallon it was last year. Okay, listen to this right here though.
In about 6 to 8 weeks, the national average price of gas could be over $7 a gallon. That is not my opinion. It is the opinion of ExxonMobil Senior Vice President Neil Chapman, who late last week warned that the cost of a barrel of oil could spike to up to $160 due to unprecedented historically low oil inventory levels. Here's the math. It's not perfectly accurate, but it is a logical formula. In February 2026, oil was trading at around $60 a barrel, resulting in a national average price of gas of about $2.98. May 2026, oil is trading at about an average of $90 per barrel, and that resulted in a $4.29 national average price of gas. The result of this is that for every $1 increase in the cost of crude oil, gas prices spike by around 4.4 cents per gallon. If oil were to hit 160 and X equals 2.98 times 160 minus 60 times 0.044, that equals $7.38. If you want to know how much this specifically impacts you where you live, take the price of gas that you paid recently and add $3.08 to that. Now,
Can you imagine the average gallon of gas here in the United States over $7 a gallon? That would put California closer to like $15 a gallon. Okay? It'd be up over $12 a gallon. It would be insane. Okay? It would be insane to see that level, okay, in California. And some people were predicting this back in February when Iran and the U.S. first kind of got into this conflict. They were saying that gas prices could shoot up to $12 to $15 a gallon in the state of California. Yeah, that would be brutal. That right there would cause people to not go to work. Seriously, why would you go to work when the average person drives between 30 to 40 minutes just to get to work? So on average, let's say they're gonna burn, a few gallons of fuel every single day. It's gonna cost them, potentially $30 just to get to work and back home. Then you factor in daycare, you factor in, meals, you factor in other things. For some people, it wouldn't even make sense for them to go to work. Now, I want to read something to you, because people right now are finding ways to make gasoline a little bit more affordable. And every single one tells me the same thing that they're doing. Now, you can carpool, you can ride your bike, you can do those things, and they work. But let's say you have to actually go and get gasoline. Where can you go and get it? Well, look at this. It says drivers wait 30 minutes for Costco's cheap fuel amid global shortage. What we are seeing at Costco, there are lines around the building. Here in the Seattle area, we're seeing this all over, where people are lining up for seriously 15, 20, 30 minutes in order to get gas. Now, I'm not one of those people. I cannot just wait in my car for 30 minutes and finally go and get gas. I'm not going to do it, okay? But there's things you can do. You can go and get gas at off-peak times. That works really well.
Well, that's it. You can watch the rest of that video. I'll put it in the description box. So it ain't gonna be no, you think you can be driving around, I'm gonna see if they got some gas. No, you can, eventually you can give out the gas. Alright? And you can be stuck. Alright, but hey, how about Shemash? I told you all these things were gonna happen. Alright? He warned you through a service to prophets. Now you got right here. It's the text back on this war.
Have questions? Get real answers. Talk to your doctor. Visit vaccinesforkids.nc.gov.
Suspect, outdoor grime. Solution, home armor power clean.
See some debris right here.
So just know and understand, 2026 is going to be the worst year of your life, man. All right, so far. I mean, but y'all don't care, you ain't worried about it. As the scripture said, these things will be going on. You ain't gonna care. But the elect know. The elect know what's going on. The elect care about prophecy. The elect are in tune in the spirit. Okay? Yahweh Shema Shai is going to take care of the elect of Israel. And we just pray we part of the elect. We pray Yahweh Shema Shai allow us to endure. And that Yahweh Shema Shai remove not his Holy Spirit away from us. And this video right here, Midas touch, all hell breaks loose as war breaks out in the Middle East. And I'm going to play up to this point. You know, you can just type it in. You're going to watch the full video. Hey, this all prophecy.
All hell is breaking loose as war once again spreads throughout the Middle East with open hostilities in the region, in Iran, in Kuwait, in Iraq, in Bahrain. The sequence of events that just took place are as follows. The United States struck a ship attempting to run the United States blockade in the Persian Gulf. The U.S. hit this ship with a Hellfire missile. So the IRGC of Iran responded by attacking a ship in the Strait of Hormuz. Then the U.S. responded by bombing Keshem Island, to which Iran responded through the IRGC, attacking Bahrain, Kuwait, and Iraq. Simultaneous attacks by Iran targeting Bahrain, Kuwait, and attack Iran's IRGC just issued the following statement. The era of hit and run is over. Any new foolishness will be met with a seismic, crushing, and decisive response that goes beyond established rules and boundaries. We will not hesitate to turn all aggressors' headquarters and interests in the region into ashes. We're seeing Kuwait's air defense system activated right now, intercepting missiles and drones coming from Iran. We're seeing the same warnings out of Iraq. We're seeing the same warnings right now out of Bahrain. Footage is coming in right now of what appears to be Patriot interceptors falling just after launch during the Iranian attack on Kuwait early this morning. Let me show you what that looked like. Let's play this clip. More footage right here of a Patriot SAM battery engaging incoming Iranian ballistic missiles over Kuwait this morning. At least 3 interception attempts here are visible. Let me play this footage for you. Let's play it.
And what you saw, that's I saw stars falling from heaven as fig trees. Stars falling from the fig trees. That's in Revelation, if I'm not mistaken. That's what our forefather John saw. And that's how it's gonna be over here in America. Them clusters, man. Be a cluster of nuclear missiles will destroy America and Israel. Tell me, this war ain't stopping, man.
Iranian ballistic missiles over here can be seen flying overhead. Actually, a car nearby seeing these missiles crashes during this chaotic scene, and surface-to-air missile interceptors launch in this video right here as Iran was attacking the Ali al-Salam air base in Kuwait. Let me show you this footage. Let's play it. Now, the Ali al-Salam air base in Kuwait was also the situs recently where, after the United States breached the ceasefire and attacked the Strait of Hormuz, Iran responded by attacking this Kuwaiti air base. 5 service members and contractors were injured there, to which the United States and Kuwait responded that the injuries were caused by debris, falling debris, and the United States continues to cover up those injuries there. Similarly, as we reported earlier this morning, a United States soldier was killed in northern Iraq in an air base there, and a UK soldier was killed in the same air base. The US and UK are lying to the people and claiming this was caused by, quote, a training exercise, when in fact we believe, and you just factor in what was taking place, that the deaths were caused by an Iranian strike in response to the United States striking the Strait of Hormuz, but the USA denied that. We're just getting the statement issued right now by the leadership of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC. Here's what they posted. In response to the arrogance and blatant aggression committed by the terrorist American forces in targeting the national sovereignty of the Islamic Republic of Iran on the Deir Island of Kashem, the aerospace force of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, by the grace and support of God and in fulfillment of its pledge to protect the homeland, bombarded the military bases of the American occupation in the state of Kuwait with precise and intensive missile strikes, which resulted in the successful destruction of their targets and the setting of fires in strongholds of the aggressors. We can see some debris right here as well from these strikes. More from the IRGC. Any new folly, further aggression, or any move that infringes upon even an inch of our borders and sovereignty will be met with a devastating, crushing, and decisive response that transcends all established rules and boundaries. Our valiant forces will not hesitate to reduce all the aggressors' headquarters and interests in the region to ashes. The era of hit and run is over, and the forces of aggression must bear the dire consequences of their ignorance and reckless adventure. And victory comes only from Allah, the exalted, might the wise. But I thought Marco Rubio told us earlier during his testimony before the United States Senate that the war was over. Not so. The war continues to rage on. Now, CENTCOM issued the following statement. CENTCOM disables non-compliant vessel in Arabian Gulf. U.S. forces disabled an unladen oil tanker that was attempting to sail toward an Iranian port on the Arabian Gulf on June 2nd. U.S. Central Command enforced blockade measures against a Botswana-flagged MT Lexi as it transited international waters toward Karg Island. The ship's crew ignored repeated warnings, failing to comply with direction from U.S. forces multiple times over a 24-hour period. You can see right here the video footage that has now been unclassified by CENTCOM of these strikes. A U.S. aircraft ultimately disabled the vessel by firing a Hellfire missile into the ship's engine room, preventing the tanker from reaching Iran. CENTCOM began implementing the blockade of all maritime traffic entering and exit Iranian ports. On April 13th, U.S. forces have disabled 6 commercial vessels and redirected 122 as the ceasefire with Iran continues. So the sequence of events is Hellfire missiles attack this Botswana flag tanker. Iran then responds and hits a tanker in the Strait of Hormuz region. The U.S. responds by targeting Keshem Island. Iran responds by targeting Kuwait. U.S. interests in Iraq and Bahrain. The United States also issued the following statement through CENTCOM. U.S. partner forces defend against aggressive Iranian behavior. U.S. forces successfully defeated multiple Iranian ballistic missiles and drones and conducted, quote, self-defense strikes on Keshem Island in response to attempted attacks by Iran across the...
You hear that bullshit? Self-defense strikes. You said America do, the Edomites do? Hit and cry. Hit and say, yeah, y'all know what it is, man.
Middle East, June 2nd. That's how the U.S. is referring to the self-defense strikes. Iran launched several ballistic missiles towards regional neighbors. However, all failed to hit their intended targets. 2 Iranian missiles fired at Kuwait fell short or broke.
Well, that's it, though. Yeah, that's it. You could type that in and watch the whole video. But hey, just go to show you where we are in prophecy, man. So things are going to get a hell of a lot worse. You know, if you can afford to get some extra food or, you know, things of that nature, get it. But don't think that's going to save you. Us as a hopeful elect, seeking to be the elect of Israel, that trust and believe and calling upon the names of Yahweh Shema Shai, Spirit and the truth. We know Yahweh Shema Shai got us. All right? We know they got us. They done told us. All right? We get in the scriptures all the time. They done told us. Now, as far as gas, ain't no need to stock up on gas. I mean, you can. Let me rephrase that. If you want to go ahead and fill your tanks up, if you're able, cool. But when all hell break loose, guess what? You ain't got to worry about going to work. And you most definitely ain't going to be going into town like that, driving around. We read it in the scriptures. All right? People going to be going around ciphering gas. And if somewhere you got to go, you have by Shema Shai. If you want to, if they want to, they can make sure your gas stay on E. Stay on full. So you have unlimited gas. But we know what times we're entering in, man. You know, so don't worry about going to and from work. All this goofiness, man. Hell, we tired of damn work anyway. Ain't no need to start, man, I gotta make sure I fill up my gas tank, man. Look, you ain't got to worry about getting kicked out of your house. Because when all hell break loose, you think they're going to be going around sending mail out? Oh, you got to appear in court. And evictions and foreclosures, that don't take months. 6 up to 6 months to a year. So you ain't got to worry about none of that. You people ain't going to be coming around and send the sheriff to your house in the midst of chaos. Tell you, man, you got to get out the damn apartment. No, them troops will come around. Them troops will be out by then. So, hey, regardless, man, hey, stay prayed up in the names of how about Shema Shah, man. The hell with stocking up, storing up. You got goddamn 100 damn gas barrels everywhere. You got the whole damn house smelling like a goddamn oil field. Then you got to store it properly. If not, you'll blow the whole damn neighborhood up. Then people smell gas, you got it. They coming to get it. You can have a whole lot of friends. Well, they ain't gonna be your friends, they ain't gonna be your enemies because they ain't gonna take it. So we ain't got to worry about none of that shit, man. Hell, we tired of fucking work anyway. Hey, stay prayed up in the names of how about Shema Shah, man. Shalom.